is it just me or does 2026 just feel like it's a roller coaster? Like it's all over the place. And I know it's not just me because I've actually had people come and tell me the same thing, that they felt like it's just been off. It's been ups and downs in ways that we just haven't been prepared for. Because for me, I felt like since the beginning of January, I was really optimistic. I felt like things were on a roll. I felt like it was going to be a positive year. I was on a good trajectory. Things were rolling. And then mid-February comes around and I'm like, what happened? Because it's like things just all of a sudden got harder. And I don't mean harder like harder to do. Like you know when you're in the pool and you're walking and then you feel that resistance against you? It was just this drag that I felt doing things, mainly my morning routine, which threw me for a loop. After 2 years of doing it, it is something that is vital to my life. I am the best me and probably the only tolerable me by having that morning routine. So basically, to put it out there, I wake up at 5 a.m. I exercise outside, run the dogs because if they don't run, they are tiny terrorists inside the house. We go out for like 30 minutes minimum. We come back in. My husband and I take our ginger shots. We talk about our day, have some time together before our day really starts, which is when Olivia wakes up. Because I feel like if I don't have that time, if I just wake up with her, we're off to the races immediately. And it's just no time to even calibrate. We're just going. And all of a sudden I'm like, why is it so hard to do? It's like the effort was extra. And then I felt like other areas of my life, just in general, this drag was pulling me back. It's like I've been playing a game of catch up since mid-February and I don't know what I'm catching up to, but it just feels like I'm trying to catch up to something. And I was like, maybe it's because my mornings have been so great. The rest of my day, it needs to be optimized, if you will. I'm sure like so many people out there, you can feel me on this, but there's just not enough hours of the day to get things done. No matter how much I plan, schedule, whatever I'm doing is not working. So I figured, okay, you know what? I've watched the podcasts. I've read the materials. I've done all that. I'm just going to go on. I'm going to look up one of the things that I've heard someone say, like Mel Robbins say, and see what I need to do to just fix my life, to fix this problem. So Google Magic. Went in there. I'm going to tell you this. I did not find the solution to my problem. I did not find it in any way, shape, or form. I found everything. Like everything that you would need to know. All the things that are going to get your life together. Because that's really what I felt I needed, is to get my life back together. Get it in line. And they had all the answers were there. And then it hit me after going through a few articles and a few things that it's not just this productivity and efficiency area that has all of this stuff out there. This word vomit. I wouldn't say word vomit because they do know. I'm not going to, no shade or any hate on these people. They work really hard and it's amazing the work they do to better our lives. But it's a lot of information. And so within all of this, I realized the health, wellness, self-care, healthy lifestyle genre, let's call it that. There's so many different things that you could do, that you should do, that you can do, that you if you don't, you're going to die things out there that, like, where do you begin? It's overwhelming. It is a clusterfuck of information. And I was lost deep in it, trying to swim through it, trying to navigate my way, but I didn't know left from right, up from down. I was spiraling, as I do. It's just me. It's what I do, right? It was not just that there was so much information. There was conflicting information. There was stuff that looked the same and wasn't. Here, I'm going to take you on my journey with me. You're going to go through and you're going to see where I came from, what I was experiencing in my clusterfuck of a moment. So we all know basically the general health things that everyone knows are tried and true and have stood the test of time for better health. Let's go. Water, right? Sleep. God, I need to sleep. Sleep. We need to eat nutritious food. We need to move our bodies, exercise. We need to kind of keep stress out of it, right? And I'm sure I'm missing a bunch, but like, that's the general gist. We know those. Those are the basics. But take it a step further. Just not even a huge step. We're not taking a giant jump. We're just going a tiny bit deeper. You realize that there's a million things. So like exercise. Exercise. We know running, jogging, swimming, all of the basics, right? But no, now there's a world of things that you can do. You have high intensity interval training. That's a great option, right? Heart rate going, fast paced, amazing. But then you also have Pilates. Low intensity, or yoga, and bang for your buck, 2 for 1, right? You get the physical and the mental health part of it. No brainer, right? But then there's soul cycle stuff, right? You have all this, no, but then it's like bar method and all that. There's so many different options. And like all of them are for your health. They're all good. They all say, this is the way to go. And you're like, but what one's going to work for me? But then my husband brought up a point for me. So high intensity interval training, very hard to say, is great in terms of exercise. You're burning a lot of calories. But the caveat is you're going so fast. Not everyone has perfect form or knows the correct form. So you have a high chance of hurting yourself now or later down the road. You know what I said? Count me out. Not what I want. You know why? I'm already injury prone. Soul Cycle, I can't do that either because my heart doesn't like it. And it's like, which one is good for me? Which one's not? Some people do know some things like, hey, that's not for me. But do we trial and error and hurt ourselves? I don't know. But then you got food, right? Food. Sounds easy. We stay away from the sugary stuff and the processed shit. That's easy. No brainer. But wait, fruits, vegetables, proteins, all that. How much do you have? It changes every day. That pyramid that we saw, lies. They've changed it. I don't know what to, but they've changed it. So then it's like, okay, fine. Oh, well, you know the kind of gist of it, carbohydrates. No, sir. What about proteins? Is animal protein better? Or is vegetable protein better? Should we be vegan and just eat from the plants? No, nothing with a face? Or should we be like keto or do the protein thing where the people are eating like raw meat? I don't get that. If that's you, you do you, boob. And it's like, well, which way do I go? Because I'll tell you this. I read Skinny Bitch in high school. Or was it college? Somewhere in high school, college area. And I was like, I'm going to be vegan. I need to be vegan. Necessary for my life. Trust me, if you read it, if you're like me, it will change your life and you will never want to eat an animal again. But here's the problem. After a month of being vegan, I was sicker than I've been in a very long time. And I was like, well, I guess I can't be vegan even if I wanted to. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? How would I know which is best? Then you go to things like, I don't know, skincare. One of my favorite topics, by the way. Love skincare. But it is so confusing because okay, moisturizer, got it. Everyone does different skin types, different areas, fine, okay. Then you sunscreen, yes, no brainer, put sunscreen on. What kind of sunscreen? I know that my daughter and I can't use the same, but I don't necessarily know why. And then the numbers. What do they mean? According to Ross Geller from Friends, the higher you go, it kind of just turns to milk. Nope. I know that's not true, but it feels like it, right? You don't know what's true or not. Could be. Is spraying better? Or is the lotion better? Or now they have a powder. That shit is clutch, by the way, for kids. I brushed that shit on my daughter when she's like, oh, no, I don't need it. Oh, and I brush it on. I don't know if it's really working. To be honest, it seems like it's too good to be true. But if it does, it's wonderful. But you see, there's all of these different options. And there's no way to figure out which is right and which is wrong. And on top of that, you have the people who are telling you almost the same thing, slightly different, who are professionals, who know something about something professionally, but they both seem valid. Which one is right or which one's better? I don't know. I know that all of you have experienced this if you're on social media. You've seen those things that come at you in the new studies, the new things that we didn't even know were a problem, or not even a problem, or just something new to learn about your health that will make you live forever, right? So like, I just saw something that said Alzheimer's starts in the gut. Oh, okay. And what do I do with that information? Because I haven't been focusing on that forever. So am I going to get Alzheimer's? Or, hey, creatine. We all thought it was for bodybuilding and getting those big muscles, right? No, apparently it's very good for your brain. But only when it's done in huge doses. Or like my primary was like, I hope you're not taking creatine because it's bad for your liver. Well, then I find out, nope, sorry, that's not true anymore. But then it's like, well, it really helps the most when your brain and your body's under stress. So do I need to be under stress for it to work to get the benefit of the brain? I don't know. And then I thought about it, like, wait a second. So with all of these things, are we supposed to hire a professional and spend the money on a professional to tell us what we should and shouldn't do? That seems like a lot of money to get good health. I mean, I want good health, but is that where I'm investing all of my money? Should I just sign over like a 401k and like my social security? I don't know. And maybe I should. I have no idea. Or like, what things should we just know off the bat that I'm definitely late to the game for? Because I want to know. And I think the general thought is that all of us, I'm not going to say all of us because I don't want to generalize. Maybe there's some people who don't want it. But I feel most people want to have good health. But when you get to the point where you have to take the steps and figure out what is good for your health and what is not, it's daunting. It's hard. What do? You know what I did? I shut my computer and I walked away. I'm thinking, optimizing the hours of my day, that is the last of my concerns. You know what's important? I got to figure out how to fix my stomach so I don't get Alzheimer's, figure out how to take creatine or not sure, do the exercise, this, that, and the other. Oh, that's the other thing. Weightlifting, very important apparently for your bone health and stuff. I watched an entire video on it. Serious. So it's like, now I got to do all these things, right? All of these things now are my problem. So I closed the computer. I've done nothing to improve my health. I went in with one problem, have 8 million more now. I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm I'm probably hungry. I'm just not where I wanted to be. And I don't know where to go from here. Because it's like, what is the next? It's not only like, what am I supposed to do? What's the next step to do? But one day I was watching Alex Cooper, who was having her Sunday session. And the title, I think, was literally, "The wellness industry is a scam." Bold statement. Bold statement to make. I think that a lot of people feel this way for one way or another. But when I listened to what she had to say, it was very valid. I can see where that perspective comes into play. Because basically she's saying that we all get to a place where we want to do good for our health, right? So like she's talking about the beginning of the year where you make New Year's resolutions, you're journaling, you're doing all this stuff. And then halfway through, you've stopped. And you're like, ugh. And like you have all these things where it's like the wellness industry is telling you, here's what you can do to fix your life. Here's what you can do to solve your problem, right? But like now you just feel almost, there's a shame part of it of feeling, I have all these issues. Like I don't know, I'm broken. You have to fix me. And I need to be fixed. And I'm so broken. Maybe I can't be fixed. I have so many issues and take all these things, right? And so it's like, then on top of that, I think that they're constantly telling you that you have a problem. And it makes you just feel bad about yourself. And then you start it and then you stop it. And it's just like, it's a lot of negativity. It adds a whole lot of stress that I don't think anyone needs, and a whole lot of self-criticism that nobody needs because we have enough of it in the world. And I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Those are like really bad things. And I could see, I wouldn't necessarily say they're a scam because there's a whole lot of other businesses out there that I would say do a lot worse things and make us feel like it's necessary. But the whole thought process behind it, that whole argument is very valid because it is a shitty place to be when you're like, I look at these things I should be doing and I'm not. And then I do it and then I stop. And it's like, you just have a whole lot of guilt, a whole lot of like worth issues. And we don't need that. But then it made me realize a couple things that I hadn't even thought about. And one was that at the end of the day, wellness, health, self-care, like healthy lifestyle industries, they're businesses. They're there to make money. And where are they making their money? From us. And unfortunately, a very popular business tactic is fear-mongering to make us feel like we have to fix this. We have to get their solution. They have the answers. They have all the studies. And so we must follow them, pay the money, do the booklet, whatever it is, to get those answers for our survival. It's a little extreme. But I will argue that there's a lot of things that we throw our money at that are a lot worse reasons to than bettering your health. And I want to be very clear. So many of these professionals who have done so much research and work, it is incredible what they do. I actually think like they deserve to make some money off of it because it's really hard work. And I think that the statements that they're making, these methodologies, these studies that they're doing, these routines do work, and they all are supposed to be to benefit us. But I just think not everything works for everyone. And not everyone's in the place to accept that. And you don't need to make me feel like shit because I haven't done it yet. But yes, it's a business. It is a business that they are making money off of. So the fact that they are targeting us to make us feel like we need them is 100% true. But the other part of that I actually had never thought of before was that I went in to look online, to look at Brain Dump, to fix a problem, to fix my problem. I needed a solution. And I think that we all do that. I have to fix my health. I have to fix my sleep routine. I have to fix my morning routine. I have to fix my daily habits, all that. I have to fix my gut health or whatever it is, my brain health. We are broken somehow and need a solution, need something to fix us. And I think that's a really bad place to begin. Because first of all, when you go into something and you're like, I need to do this to fix it, that's a daunting task. There is a solution to make this thing not broken, right? But I think if you shift that perspective to, you know what? I just want to improve myself. I'm making the choice as an adult. It's a healthy choice to better my health. You're not saying you're broken before. You're not saying you have a problem. Because at the end of the day, guys, everybody is perfectly imperfect. Like every single human. It's a part of human nature. The most supremely healthy, elite person out there who is doing everything right still is perfectly imperfect. And I just think the sooner we can accept that, the happier our lives will be, because that's a pretty shitty place to be when you're constantly trying to fix a problem. I mean, I know I don't like that mentality. I don't like to think that I'm a bag full of issues. I mean, I constantly do think I'm a bag full of issues, but it's not a great place to be. And so I think that whole mindset shift of looking at it from, you don't have something that you need to fix. And the idea that the wellness and health industry is a business. There is a purpose to get you to get their things. And maybe it's not the best way, a little fear mongering, no bueno, but thinking about it that way kind of changes it off. But I thought about another part, and I wanted to do a little more research onto this about, do people really feel this way about the wellness and health industry, about it being a scam? And it turns out that there are some people who really feel that way, and strongly. And a lot of time and effort has been put into like studying that. And where it comes down to is like, the fact of people feeling like there's so much wrong with them to begin with, that they're so broken. And B, the fact of like starting a thing, wanting to do a wellness thing, trying to do better with your health, starting something, and then you slip up and boom, and you just have all of this shame that you don't keep going. You just stop because you're like, I already failed. Why not? And I will tell you, you know who is the biggest proponent of this, or who's the biggest guilty party in this? Me. I have the worst inner monologue. I'm so negative. My negative inner monologue is top notch. I know how to break myself apart. And like, I work on it every single day. Honestly, I do. And it's important to me. Now that I have a daughter, I feel like I have to make sure that I don't audibly say it, but also like internally tell myself how horrible I am. And one of the reasons why is because one of my favorite subjects, skincare, and this topic, neuroplasticity. And the fact that your brain very easily believes what you continue to tell it, what you consistently tell it, especially. So like if we constantly are like, oh my God, I'm a failure. Oh my, I can't do anything. Oh, I'm so broken. I'm disgusting. This, that, and the other. Your brain's gonna be like, oh yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what we are, right? And then your brain being like the leader is like, hey everyone, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna all function. Okay, we're all gonna function real shitty. We're all failures. Yeah, go that way. And everything follows suit. And that's pretty horrible. But it's pretty fascinating. You think of it on two levels. One, the fact that us telling ourselves that we are bad and that negative inner monologue actually goes to a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the positive could also do the same. And what I found out for myself is that by trying to say more positive things about myself, by trying to remind myself like, yeah, you took that baby step. You did that. You have been consistent with this tiny, teeny thing that you've been doing. And that's a good thing. And pat on the back, Liz, is that when I do slip up and I have those negative moments, because it's inevitable, I'm not perfect. And I definitely still have a little bit of a bit of a negative inner monologue. I end up kind of rationalizing, going, wait. But I also, for the past 3 weeks, I've been doing really well. So you know what? It's okay. Tomorrow I'll do better. And it like balances. Amazing. So maybe if we all just implemented a little bit more positivity towards ourselves, self-love, things would just get better and be better and balance out that negativity. But these are all my experiences. These are all things that I feel. Like, yes, there's some science-backed things and other people's podcasts that I'm basing things on. But this is all my experience and how I feel. It's my perspective about this whole situation. Because I went down a whole spiral. We're coming out on the other end. I think one of the things that I can actually say that is based on my personal experience, but has so much proof in the pudding, is that James Clear, Atomic Habits, is I think a pillar that we all should be looking at, because it's such an incredible concept. And he's an incredible person. Where this whole thing started from, how it started for him, is mind blowing. Like, you should definitely read it. But like, it's just what it is, his approach to habits in general, and how it's not the habits that are a problem, it's the systems that we put in. It's so amazing because it's a simple concept. It's something that we all, I think you can follow pretty easily. B, it's, I think, something that we all can do. It's like you can understand it, but you can also fulfill it in life. Like, it's something you can practice. And C, 3, I never remember what I do with those. 3, it makes sense. So like if it makes sense to you, like in general, it's like it's common sense almost. It's just so easy to understand. I don't know. It's amazing. It's something that I think we should approach everything with. But he makes so many good points in that book. And I think that if we took his approach to health and habits and all of that, I think we'd be a lot more successful in it. Maybe also be a little bit more positive in it. Because like his whole thing is like you have this goal, whatever goal you're trying to attain, that you're trying to implement, right? You take it here and you scale it down to something that takes you 2 minutes. And his example was like, okay, you want to read 30 books in a year. Great. Scale that down to reading 1 page a day. I mean, how can you not? That's 1 page a day. It's that simple. And I think it applies to, like, I'm not going to generalize and say it applies to everything, but it applies to a lot that you can just be like, yeah. And then you do these things. You do that simple task, that simple step. and you are successful at it because it's almost impossible not to be successful at it. And it gets you to this bigger goal. I don't know. For me, I was like, whoa, mind blown. And something so simple. But like he also says, when you're setting your goals, you have to be realistic and they have to be from you. You have to really understand who you want to be and what you want to look like at the end of the day when you've accomplished your goal. And it can't be something that's like an external motivation. It has to be something that you really want and that you really truly believe. So like, for instance, when I did this 5 a.m. club, that's what they call it when you wake up at 5. Sorry. It's just, I literally heard the term and I was like, so catchy. But my friend actually was like, so how did you start this whole waking up at 5 thing? Like, what did you do? Like, did you follow something? Because like, I feel like I really should. I mean, I don't necessarily love the idea of waking up at 5, but I know it's something that I should do because it's going to be good for me. And the first thing I said to her was like, then it's not going to work. Like, if you don't want to wake up at 5, then don't. It's not like it's the answer to life's problems is waking up early. You have to wake up early or else you're just gonna be struggling. If you woke up early though, your life would be better. Like, no, it's something I legitimately wanted. So that's why I did it. But if she doesn't want it, it's not gonna work out. You're not gonna have a high success rate. So like, it has to be an internally motivated thing, but it also has to be realistic. Like you can't be like, I want to run the New York Marathon and it's in 2 weeks and you've never run a day in your life. Or like, it has to be attainable. It has to be something that you actually can do and you actually can align with. I think those are incredible things. So like with your health, I think a lot of the things that we think we're supposed to do are because people tell us that. But like if you really want to exercise more, if you want to eat cleaner, if you want to have a different mindset, if you're going to take anything from his book, like I think you can look up what the major points of it are. But if you take anything from it, and the biggest thing that I took from it is that the goal is to be 1% better every day. 1%. I mean, seriously, like that is a whole mindset thing. He said you have to plan to fail. Consistency is key, but just do 1% better every day. I mean, I think that we can do that with our health, right? You look at something and you want to run and you don't run every day. Like, oh, I'm going to start walking, exercising. Okay, now I'm going to run sprints and or intervals and stuff. And one day you don't do intervals, 2 days you don't do intervals, whatever. Like the next day, then do intervals and you did 1% better. It's just like that mentality. It's a mindset, I think, of not making a task so daunting that you actually can attain it. And with health, there's so much, like being healthy is not the easiest thing sometimes, especially in a world like today where there's so many options to be unhealthy, that I think we need to acknowledge that like doing a little bit better is doing better, is being healthier, right? And so I don't know. All of these things, by the way, are thoughts that I've had and things that I've experienced and like talking from my own perspective. And I can't tell you what to do because I'm not a professional. I am not someone who knows something about something professionally. But what I can say, and it's the only thing I will say, like, I firmly believe it. I will stand by it professionally, even though it's not professionally. It's just because it's been my experience. And it's kind of what my whole podcast is about at the end of the day. I think the best approach to conquering this, excuse my French again, clusterfuck of options, of ideas, of concepts, of mindsets, of strategies, of everything that's out there about our health and our wellness, which is really something that's for us personally, for our lives, is that there's not a perfect answer. There's not a perfect step to do the health thing. And the same thing in life. Like that handbook, I still haven't gotten it, so I don't think it exists, guys. I'm waiting for it, but like the answers aren't there for you. At the end of the day, you have to live life, do something, see how it goes. If it works, great. If it doesn't, try something else. Same thing with your health. I think that we look at all these things, these methodologies, these strategies, we see things that seem appealing to us. We see things that are attainable and we approach it with, you know what, probably not going to be perfect. I'm probably not going to get it right away. But if I do 1% better every day, that's great. And you do it. Just choose something and do it. An easy thing. Like for me, the way that I started my whole thing was getting up and walking. I literally walked. I wanted to go outside and walk every day. And from that point on, I've created a whole routine with it for my mornings. Limited to my morning. Same thing with my 3 positives. When I was in that really dark place a couple years ago, granted, my back was against the wall and I was out of options, but I was like, okay, what do? I have to do something. I'm just going to do the opposite of what I've been doing all day long. Say 3 things that are positive and like force myself to do it in a certain way. And was it perfect all the time? No, but it has actually changed my life completely. Something so simple. So I feel like at the end of the day, guys, just try something. Just do it if that's what you want to do. If you don't, then And if you don't have this problem, oh my God, what are your secrets? Because I need the answers. And honestly, guys, I'll be doing the same thing. I'm going to be trying different things and seeing what works and what doesn't. And so I thought, because there were a bunch of things that caught my eye, some things that were unique. I saw something that said salmon sperm facial. And I need to know. I need to know what it is, if I can do one, and it's not going to cost me my house. I don't know. My husband had so many questions, and they were valid questions, but like, I'm just so intrigued. But yeah, there were a bunch of things out there like that really caught my eye, and I was like, oh. But some like more normal things, like not sleeping with your phone in your room. I feel like that's a great thing, right? We hear about all the bad things with your phone, so I'm going to try that. But different little things that I might try and go through the process, go through the ups and downs, put my all into it, and see if it works, see if it doesn't, and report back and let you know all of the ins and outs of it. And maybe someone will feel a little less confused, and maybe it'll open the door for someone to try something good. Or maybe it'll just be a very entertaining story to listen to with some visuals and some sound things and whatever. And you get to laugh at my experience of whatever it is that I tried and how weird it was. I don't know. In the meantime, guys, I'll just be here continuing my brain dump that was supposed to be done in 20 minutes, days later, and trying to figure out why it feels like I'm in a swimming pool with so much drag on me, catching up to something that I don't know what it is, and living my life, trying to be better, figuring it out as I go. So let's see how it goes.